Welcome to How to Write an Incident Report. First, we're going to use a case study, so pay close attention to what is about to happen in the video. We're about to show you a common incident that occurs within residential communities. While all incident reports, were commonly referred to as IRs, may sound different, they are typically structured the same.
So far.
It's really cool. Everybody's really excited. Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Do you hear that noise? It sounds like a party.
It's really loud. I think it's from that room over there. You want to check it out?
Yeah, let's go knock on the door. So it's Thursday night. It's okay to have a party, but this party isn't registered. And it's 2 a.m., which is past the time that parties must be shut down. Here, take the duty phone. I'm gonna knock on the door, just in case we have to call the hall director.
No problem. There's definitely people in there. You hear them too, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Open up. This is the apartment assistant on duty, Julia. We can hear you. It's obvious the students are inside. I'm gonna knock a few more times and let them know that I'm the apartment assistant on duty. If they still don't answer the door, I'm gonna have to tell them that I'm going to have to contact my supervisor. Let's hope we don't have to take it that far. This is Julia, the apartment assistant on duty. Please open up.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Christina.
Julia.
Yeah, hi, Christina.
Julia.
It's a good thing our supervisor makes sure we know at least one student in every apartment. Knowing the student is going to make the confrontation a little easier. So you're having a party?
Party? More like a gathering? I mean, it's my friend's birthday, and it's not that big of a deal.
So the more I speak to Christina, the more I smell alcohol. And looking at the roster, she's not 21. So now we have an underage drinking situation. Why didn't you register the party?
Well, by the time I realized that I was gonna throw it, it was too late to get in touch with ResLife. I thought if I kept it under control, it was okay.
You're partly right. It's good that you kept your guests inside and prevented them from coming out, but we could still hear your party from out here in the hallway. Do you have alcohol in there?
Yes.
You're not 21, are you?
No.
All right, well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you to shut the party down.
Why? Look, I know that I didn't register it and I have alcohol, but can't my friends stay? They're mad cool.
This one's tricky. I wonder how Julia will handle this.
I could be the AA that no one likes and really shut this thing down, but what would that do? If the residents see that I'm cutting them some slack, then maybe I won't hear anything from them tonight anymore, but the alcohol has to go. I'll tell you what, we'll work with you. Your guests can stay, but there can't be any more complaints about your apartment tonight. And we'll have to watch you dump out the alcohol, and we're gonna have to document this situation. Our supervisor's gonna end up following up with you at some point this week. Fair enough?
All right, that'll work. Thanks, Julia. All right, guys, we gotta shut this down. We gotta get rid of this alcohol. Well, that's all of it.
Thanks, Christina. I'll talk to you. We'll be up later. Remember what I said about the noise?
I really enjoyed working with Julia. She taught me that sometimes you have to give a little to get a lot. Now these residents really respect us.
This is Julia and Katie. Now that you have observed the incident, let's take a minute to look at how we would go about writing the incident report for this particular situation. Julia is a returning staff member, while Katie is the new staff member shadowing while on duty. As they come across this incident, Julia took lead while Katie assisted. In this situation, Katie, with Julia's help, will learn how to write an incident report since she was one of the responding staff members. Before we begin, we suggest that all incident reports be first drafted in a word editing program such as Microsoft Word to assist with preventing spelling and grammatical errors. The structure of an IR should include the introduction, which is the date, time, location, and who was involved, the body, which is what happened, and the conclusion on how was it resolved, why or why not. Remember, you should always include date, time, location, and who was involved in the very beginning of the incident report. It is important to always write the entire report in third person. After using the person's title and last name, for example, apartment assistant or resident, you can then use, quote, Resident Smith, unquote, or quote, AA Lee, unquote, throughout the report. Start all incident reports with on date, comma, at approximately time, comma, apartment assistant or resident assistant with your name was conducting rounds in building. This gives the date, the time, who was involved, and the location. The body is what happened in the incident. Remember to only include facts, what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled, etc. Exclude any personal opinions or bias. This is an official report. So what happened? Gather any relevant information to the incident. If possible, get first and last names of all those involved. Ask for names or use the roster to identify residents. This includes any staff that were involved, such as professional, resident assistants, apartment assistants, graduate staff, etc. If names are not available, describe who was involved and who they were with. For example, resident Lee's guest. Use quotations if citing pertinent phrases used by involved individuals. Use specific information such as exact room numbers, legal names that appear on rosters, or door locations. So here's an example of what some of the body of this incident report may look like. A.A. Smith and A.A. Roberts heard loud music and voices audible in the hallway and identified apartment 114 as the source of the noise. A.A. Smith then knocked on the door and spoke with resident Christina Lee. Resident Lee explained that she was having an unregistered party for a friend's birthday and was serving alcohol. The resolution is very important to help those reading the incident report know whether the incident needs further follow-up or if it was resolved at the time of the incident. Factually explain the outcome of the situation. If there was not a resolution, explain why and what steps still need to be taken. At this point, you have now written the introduction, the body, and the conclusion of the incident report. You should read over all of the information to verify that it is correct. So right now, you're looking at what the IR should look like. If police or emergency medical services were involved, then you will not submit the incident report. Instead, you will email your portion of the report following the standard structure to the professional staff or graduate staff member that responded to the incident. Submitting the incident report. In this incident, since the police or EMS were not involved, then the staff member would submit the report via the incident reporting system. This information will then be utilized by the judicial office for further review.